Hi there, welcome to Flow with Elise. So today's practice is focused on acceptance. Sometimes in life things happen and sometimes they're within our control, and so we can take steps to, to control that or to make changes. However, a lot of the time when things happen, they're completely outside of our control. So the only thing that we can control or focus on is our own responses to them. In Buddhist philosophies, they say that people often suffer 2 times. Once when something happens, but twice is an ongoing suffering in response to that. That could be if you're dwelling on it, so ruminating, thinking about it over and over again, really not letting go of it. Or it could be if you are desperately avoiding it. So, trying to numb yourself to it, trying to just avoid any emotions associated with it. However, if we can accept and surrender and fall into our emotions and let them have their say our message, it allows things to pass on through. Just like with most of these things, the yoga mat is a very good opportunity to practice them, and then you can start to generalize and apply them to your everyday life. So with that in mind, we're going to focus today on acceptance here on the mat. If you have them available, it would be great to have a couple of pillows today. If not, don't worry, you can still do this practice just fine. Grab yourself a drink bottle and I'll see you back here on the mat. Okay, so let's begin today on our back. So gently coming down to lay on your back, soles of the feet on the mat. Bring your left leg up into the air, foot flexed so your toes are pointing towards you. Take hold of that leg, have your knee slightly bent and just draw your leg in towards you. Breathing here. Taking some time to arrive on the mat, mentally as well as physically. And here you might like to just straighten out that right leg. Again, flex your foot so have your toes coming back towards you. Just continue to breathe here. Now bend your left leg, and you're just going to try and keep your left shoulder down on the mat and just gently guide your left knee across your body to the other side. Now your knee doesn't need to be touching the ground. The focus here is having your left shoulder on the ground still. So if that means your knee's here, that's fine. Wherever it is absolutely fine. If you're able to, just take your gaze and look over your left shoulder here. And really focus on taking some deep breaths. Can be a bit more challenging in these twists. And take a little bit more concentration. Beautiful. On your next inhale, coming back up to center, and let's take that to the other side. So sole of the left foot on the mat, right foot up straight, toes pointing back towards you. And drawing it in as much as feels comfortable. Focus on your upper body pressing down into the mat here. Really grounding down. Here you might like to stretch your left foot out, or leg out along the ground, toes pulled back towards you, foot flexed. And then bend that right leg and keeping your right shoulder on the ground, drawing the right leg across your body, getting a lovely twist in here. Looking over the right shoulder if that's comfortable for you. And breathe here. On your next inhale, draw that right leg back in front of you and releasing back down. From here, you're just going to slowly come up. Again, have your legs out hip width apart and long along the mat, knees bent here. Actually bend them quite a bit, especially at the beginning of the practice here. You want to be sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones. You can sit on the edge of your cushion too if that helps you to do so. Inhale here, arms up and overhead, stretching up, feeling like someone's pulling you from the crown of your head up nice and tall. Inhale. And exhale, keeping your chest open, looking forwards, coming down over your legs. Now, letting your hands fall wherever they may. So it could be on your shins, could be on your toes, your ankles. And then from here, just determine how much you want your knees bent. So you can keep them as bent as you need here. Take another inhale here, open chest. And exhale, folding forwards over those legs. And I invite you to take this time to check in. How are you feeling today? Can you verbalize it? I feel. And however you feel, tell yourself, and that's okay. Complete acceptance. Sometimes it is challenging to know how you feel. We're so used to keeping busy and not really taking the time to check in. So if you're not sure, that's okay too. I invite you to keep checking in at multiple times today and accepting whatever comes up, even if that's, I'm not sure. Now let's all take a big inhale together, biggest one today, and sigh it out. Excellent. From here, you're just going to spin your legs over to the side, and we're just going to gradually come up to the front of our mats into our forward fold. Again, knees bent here, especially for this first one. Breathing. Walk your hands up to your shins and take an inhalation with a flat back, and exhale. Coming back down to forward fold. Hanging here for a moment. Now from here, on your next inhale, you're going to swing your hands slightly back, and then you're going to come forward, keeping your knees bent like you're sitting on a chair. Checking your knees aren't coming in or out, they're still over your feet here, hip width distance. And trying to kind of arch your back so you're drawing that chest open still. And I invite you here to notice those strong, perhaps, sensations that are being sent up to your brain by your body, and can you accept them? Can you breathe into it and feel it completely and say, and it's okay. Beautiful. Now release here, coming back down to that forward fold. If you need, giving your legs a little shake out here. I'm certainly feeling it in my legs today. But that's okay. From here, step your right leg back. Check that your left knee is over your left ankle and have a slight bend in your right knee. Swooping your hands up and overhead, coming into lunge. You can have your hands shoulder width apart or together in prayer above your head as you wish. And breathe here. On your next exhale, float your hands down to either side of that left foot and then slowly walk your hands around to the long side of your mat as you pivot your feet. So you want your toes to be pointing to the corners of your mat. You can keep your hands on your fingertips if that's more comfortable. Otherwise, coming up into goddess, so having your knees bent, and just like in chair, really sitting, acting like you're sitting back in a chair. You might also like to bring your hands to prayer. Now let's flow for a moment here. So as you inhale, hands up and overhead and straighten your legs. And as you exhale, coming back down, bending your knees. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, coming down. Checking your knees are tracking over, they're following the direction of your toes. Again, inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up. And this time you're going to keep your legs straight, but bring your toes in so your feet are parallel to each other, and bring your hands to your waist. We're going to move into a wide-legged forward fold. So as you inhale, open up your chest so you've got a nice long spine. And as you exhale, tipping forwards from your hips, keeping that chest broad, long spine. Bringing your hands down to the mat when you're halfway, and then folding forward the rest of the way. And taking this time to check in again. How are you feeling? However it is, that's okay. Okay, from here, bend your knees again and just continue the journey. So walking your hands over your right leg and then bending your right knee, keeping that left leg straight. And coming up here, so you might like to stay on your fingertips, or you might like to test out that balance and bring your hands to prayer. Whatever works for you today. And breathing here. Okay, and then hands back down to the mat if they're not already there. And we're going to continue the journey around, coming into the lunge on the other side. So again, checking your knee is above your ankle, having a slight bend in your back leg, and coming up into a lunge. Really strong, pressing down into the mat with your feet. And then exhale, floating your hands back down either side of your right foot. And then again, coming back around to the center of your mat. Make sure your heels are lined up with each other, toes are facing out. Have your knees bent and coming into goddess, either with your fingertips on the mat, leaning on your thighs, or hands in prayer. And let's flow. So as you inhale, straightening up, hands up overhead. Exhale, coming back into goddess. See if you can come a little bit lower this time as you come down. And once you're up, again, bringing your toes back in so your feet are parallel to each other, hands to hips, chest open, and then hinging from your hips, coming down into a wide-legged forward fold. Chest remains broad. Halfway, bring your hands down to the mat and then continue the journey down. Checking in. Using your breath. Bend your knees here and keep walking your hands over to the left side, keeping your right leg out straight. Once again, fingertips on the mat or hands to prayer, whatever is best for you today. Listen to that and accept that. And then hands back down to the mat if you had them up in prayer, and coming back around to the other side. From here, we're going to step back into a downward facing dog. Knees bent here as much as you like, pressing into the mat with all four corners of your hands. Breathe. Accept. You're doing great. On your next exhale, coming up onto your tippy toes and really gradually lowering your knees down to the mat. We're going to just keep your toes tucked for now and see how far you can bring your body weight back over your feet with your toes tucked. For me, this is one of the strongest poses in yoga. I find it really challenging. You don't get the opportunity to give your toes a nice stretch very much, but that means it's a really great one for me to accept and to listen to those strong messages being sent. And breathe into it, just to feel it. Wonderful. Now, if you're here doing that because it is really strong, that's fine. That's you listening to your body and accepting where you are today. So well done, you. Wherever you are, let's come forwards again and just untuck your toes. And we're just going to come into hero pose. So now you're going to sit back again on your heels, but with your toes untucked. Have your hands, walk them behind you, with your fingers facing in, and open your chest up towards the ceiling, looking up, breathing, hero pose. Feeling a lovely stretch across the chest, opening, accepting, surrendering. Wonderful. Now really gradually, with mindfully and with ease, coming up, we're going to swing our legs out again. So your feet and your legs, are out long along the mat. From here, take your right leg and place it on the outside of your left thigh. You've got options as always, so you can continue like this, flexing your toes back of that leg, and you can have that slight bend here. Or if you like, you can bend your left leg as well and just bring your foot in next to your sit bones there. Wherever you are, just check that both of your sit bones are pressing down into the mat, so you're not coming up one way or the other. Have your foot pressing into the mat and have your other foot flexed, whether it's out long or by your side. Inhale, lift your left arm up, growing tall from the crown of your head. And exhale, twisting from your middle spine, using your elbow to help allow you to twist a little bit more, and breathing here. As you inhale, growing tall. And as you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more. And continue like that. Exhale to grow. Inhale to grow. Exhale to twist. Wonderful. Now, again, with ease, gracefully, slowly, mindfully, let's take that to the other side. So both legs out long across the mat. This time, take your left leg and bring it to the outside of your right thigh. If it doesn't get there, that's fine as well. If it's the outside of your right shin/calf, that's fine too. Either way, have your foot flexed. And if you would like to bring that foot down to your side, that's absolutely fine too. Just check that both sits bones are down, grounded into the mat. Now from here, right arm comes up. Inhale, grow tall, and then exhale to twist, bringing that right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Again, inhale to grow, exhale to twist. Beautiful. Coming out mindfully. If you do have your pillows, take those now. So you're just going to have them lengthwise along your mat. Then you're going to bring your knees out as wide as your mat. Have your feet, your toes touching together, and draw those pillows right in against your body. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, we're going to come down into child's pose, and we're going to take our shavasana here. So gradually walking your arms down, move those cushions if you need as you come down till you get yourself to a comfortable position. Take your head to one side and just have your arms resting out in front of you, your sit bones back towards your heels. And we're just going to stay here for a few moments. Try and allow yourself to let go here. Let the ground hold your weight. Let the pillows hold your weight. You don't need to hold on. But perhaps take this moment again to take notice, to pay attention. How are you feeling? Can you say it out loud? I feel whatever comes to you. And remind yourself, and that's okay. Whatever it is correct. There's no wrong feelings. They're just messages to hear and accept. And that allows them to move on by. And I just invite you here to just switch the direction your head is resting. So change to the other ear. Just to even it out in your body. And then let go again. And I invite you to stay here for as long as you have available and as long as you like. And when you are ready to come out of it, just remember to go slowly and mindfully. Coming back up. And just take this time wherever you are now, just to thank yourself for being so brave and spending this time to listen in and to accept and surrender. I completely recognize it's not easy to do. So I just want you to take this time to be proud of yourself and grateful for yourself for doing that. Thank you so much for flowing with me today, and I cannot wait to see you back on the mat again soon.